Bull markets are born on pessimism. They're grown on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria. The time of maximum pessimism is the best time to buy, and the time of maximum optimism is the best time to sell. John Templeton. And I have to ask myself, if XRP, Casper, or HBAR were at an all-time low price today, or pushing an all-time low price, would I buy? Would I be dollar cost averaging? My answer would be hell yes, and that's exactly what I'm doing for Algo, and I do like buying when I'm a little scared, because that's usually a good sign. Hey, what's up guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Hope everybody's having an awesome day and happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. I wanted to do a video on Algorand today as we're essentially at an all-time low price and there's a lot of developments going on behind the scenes that I'm excited for. So we'll talk about recent developments, upcoming events, different applications, and of course the price chart. So I'll try to keep this video as jam-packed as possible and I hope you guys enjoy, and huge thanks to all that hit the like button, and let's get into it. Okay, first up, looking at Algorand and the Algo price chart on the weekly time frame on Coinbase, so we can see that we officially created a new all-time low price at 9 cents this month. So I first bought Algo in 2019 when Binance US listed it around here. I experienced dumps, I experienced pumps. We know that Algo from its all-time low did about a 20-25x to the all-time high. So I consider the all-time high around $2.50, but if you look at other exchanges or Huobi, there's some crazy illiquidity wicks all the way up to like $5 plus. Now across the board, I see crypto sentiment online at an all-time low price, and rightfully so. They're saying that Algorand is a scam, it's going to zero, it doesn't have any developments, etc. And this happens every single bear market, and it's a lot more powerful hearing these statements or even questioning to believe it when it's validated or backed by prices falling. So FUD is a lot more powerful when prices are falling down, just like hype during a bull run when prices are going up and there's positive news about your asset and you think it's just going to keep going. Now this current market is giving me flashbacks to previous bear markets, such as when Cardano crashed 98%, was down here for several years, didn't surpass its previous all-time high for over 1,100 days. And during this period, even here, Cardano was a scam, crypto Twitter, and even loyal ADA holders eventually got fed up. And when it did a pump and then another dump, they called it a pump and dump. In reality, this is just a volatile asset class that's still very nascent. And we can see another pump, March 2020 crash. And this was the all-time low price for Cardano, under 2 cents. And as we zoom out years in the future, this was a classic accumulation schematic where this is the spring before the impulse. And whether we get a huge bull run in the future or a mere retracement, the returns from these lows are still very significant. And a lot of retail say a project's good when the price is going up, and as soon as prices crash, or especially during a bear market, it's then called a scam. Now looking at the ADA chart, I want to emphasize a few things. Those that made the most money obviously had the best entries and accumulated heaviest during a bear market, whether you were just dollar cost averaging to bring your entry down or you're taking sizable positions at the low. Now I'm going to assume that most people didn't get anything in this level under 2 cents, but let's just say that you were still DCAing and doing your best during these lows and you got your average entry around 4, let's say 5 cents. Now 5 cents is pretty darn close to the bottom. In reality, you still missed this first big impulse over 160%. So if anybody is ever lucky to buy the exact bottom, your gains are going to be exponentially higher than 99%. I think this is more realistic. I didn't buy too much, between 3 to 7 cents, but I did my best, and this is about 164% from the low. Whereas other people, maybe OGs in the market, were buying at 7 cents, 10 cents, but the majority, or the people that just came to the market as newcomers to crypto, maybe their first Cardano buy was at 40 cents, 50 cents, $1, or close to the all-time high price at $3.10. I want to emphasize the person in the bear market even riding to the all-time high price from there. That is about a 60x return. From 5 cents all the way up to 310, that's about a 60x return. Now let's say that somebody that didn't DCA but started going into it to ride it for the bull run, they still did well, and let's say they missed this first wave, but they're starting to accumulate during this breakout. So they're entering around 15 cents. From 15 cents to the all-time high price, that's about a 19 or 20x return. So you're 20x versus a 60x return. So by buying at the lows and being here during the first waves, which is most important, your gains were exponentially higher and 3 times bigger than somebody that came in just a little late. You got in at 5 cents and they got in at 15 cents. So they paid 3 times more for their tokens and you made 3 times more than them. 60x versus a 20x. So when I'm looking at the Algo price chart, and we'll finish up shortly because I want to go over the developments, looking at the weekly pivots, there's been a variety that have already hit this P pivot, Bitcoin, Ether, dozens of altcoins. Meanwhile, Algo just keeps falling. We had the SEC and the Bittrex lawsuit when we were at 21, 22 cents, we crashed, and we kept crashing alongside a lot of other assets as Coinbase and Binance were sued by the SEC. And me personally, I believe the charts are going to do what they're going to do, and there's a narrative behind it to back that price action. So whether I'm right or wrong with the narrative, because I've been wrong plenty, I believe the charts are going to do what they're going to do regardless of the news. And looking at different fib levels, remember, if we're assuming this is the valid swing low, I would like to see a lot more buy volume come in, and I'm watching OBV. Bitcoin and Ether already reached the 236. Notice we have that triple bottom with 3 wicks right there near the P pivot. And that would be absolutely insane if we merely got a retracement in the future from this 11-cent level up to the pivot. So that's a 530% move, or over a 6.3x return. And a few things I want to emphasize on CoinGecko. Looking at Algorand, we have 72% in circulation. This is the max supply. It is capped. It is finite. There is no inflation. So there will only ever be 10 billion tokens ever. When we look at Cardano, it had a 32 billion circulating supply. 32 divided by Algorand of 7.2, that is over 4 times larger in supply, and it still hit $3 plus. So it's definitely something to consider, and just remember, there have been alts that do get these retracements up to the P pivot. And if you were looking at an all-time high price from 11 cents up to, we'll say 250, this is still over a 20x return. Now, a few things to consider. We have seen other alts hit the R1 and R2, some smaller caps, and I do believe there are leaders and laggards, and I'll even put Bitcoin next to Algo and give you my 2 cents. And looking at last bull run for the all-time high market cap of Algorand, according to CoinMarketCap and CoinPaprika, it was between 12.5 billion to 13.5 billion. So if Algo, considering the circulating supply today, hit that all-time high market cap, the price would still be roughly $1.72 to $1.86. And assuming this is the bottom, a 702 retrace is right around $1.80. So again, if we hit the previous all-time high market cap, and I believe with real adoption in the future, if the crypto asset class surpasses 10 trillion in total market cap or dozens of trillions, a variety of legitimate projects and other L1s could have 10 billion or $50 billion market caps with ease. And that previous all-time high market cap is $1.72 to $1.86, so right in the middle is about $1.80. Now we can also keep tabs on that R2 as well, because there have been other alts that have hit that level. So I know it might seem crazy, but I do believe that Algo survives, and I think Algo is going to be a true hero or zero in the future. So we're going to go over the developments, but I did want to talk about a few other things. Now, assuming this isn't the bottom, and it entirely is possible it's the bottom, just looking at the RSI on the weekly, even the daily is just in a crazy oversold level, and even the monthly, the RSI or the momentum was the lowest it's ever been since basically 2020 before the bull run. Now, if we're looking at different bottoms, and this is on the weekly, looking at the pivots and just using this high, and we're going to draw to that low right there and drag all the way across. So what we can see is the negative 2.7 extension is right on the weekly S1 at 8 cents. So if we go lower, that is where I'm going to be a huge buyer. I'm doing my best to DCA here because I believe in Algo, and I do believe it's just a matter of time. And just to be super conservative, I mean, just going back to 20, 30, 40, 50 cents in the future, this is still a multiple X return on my money. So looking at Algo on the daily side by side with Bitcoin, I am a huge believer there are leaders and laggards in this market. I know Bitcoin for the most part leads the market, but in other cases, even pre-bull run historically, we have seen other alts or even lower caps retrace a lot sooner than Bitcoin, giving insight that Bitcoin was going to be following behind. And over the past year, there's been some alts that have done well despite this bear market, such as Render doing a 600% move. We have Injective doing about a 700% move. And I just want to note that we are hitting different weekly pivot levels, as you can see, reaching the weekly R2, whereas Bitcoin thus far has hit the pivot and done this pullback similar to Injective down there. And other alts like Fetch even doing about a 1000% move, as you can see right there. So when I'm looking at Algo down here forming a new low, I'm looking for a bottoming structure, and I'm looking at Bitcoin making the assumption that Bitcoin is leading the market, and it's very possible that Algo is forming a low down here before we get that big retracement. Notice Bitcoin reached the 500-day MA, and we've been riding that level to some degree. So of course, I'm drawing different trend lines, different falling wedges, different triangles, looking for any type of breakout, and this is all I can see. I believe that Algo is forming its bottom, and I'm hoping before end of year we can get a nice beautiful retracement. Now if Algo goes all the way down to that weekly S1 at 8 cents, notice that negative 2.7 fib extension target, it really doesn't change the fibs too much. Across the board, we had Bitcoin and Ether get a big retracement up to the 236. And looking at Algo's fibs, we are just so far below even the 236 that is the weekly pivot, around 67 to 70 cents by that triple bottom where Bitcoin and ETH have already hit. For me, even just buying down here going to the 11.8, which is 50% of the 236, that is still 230%, or over a 3x return from here at 11 cents up to 38 cents. And if we lower the fib to that weekly S1, and if that was the actual bottom, it really just changes it by a penny, so 37 cents. So overall, I believe there's leaders and laggards. I believe there are some alts that may be leading Bitcoin. There are others that might be doing this crash right there as Bitcoin was here. And there may be others that are forming new lows down here as we're looking for that bottom. And I just want to emphasize what I showed you with Cardano and the importance of even getting your average to 5 cents before the bull run rather than 15 cents, and it makes a huge difference. Now, another thing I recommend if you have time, guys, go watch these recent videos of John Wood, CTO over at Algorand. So All In Crypto has some good ones, but the most recent that I just watched is right here by Beanstalk 2 days ago. CTO reveals all, and then we also have right here by the next block. So these guys all did a great job. John Woods, and this was 6 days ago. They go over some very big announcements. Please check this out. They discuss AlgoKit, a few different use cases, quantum resistance, and different features of Algorand's network. And they have a big announcement for Algorand that will go live before June 30th, so it's coming out this month, announcing OneClick Nodes. We have Lofty at lofty.ai, where you can invest in real estate properties without getting locked in or out, and you can buy just a fraction of a property and collect your first rent payment later that day. And this is leveraging DAOs. We also have Slice Space for commercial real estate. You have DeFi ecosystems like Folks Finance. You have Bank of Italy choosing Algorand to move forward with their pilot for tokenization, and of course, Algo is faster, cheaper, more secure, and more scalable. And you have to understand, anybody that has used Algo and transacted with it, you realize that finality is like 3 to 4 seconds. It is so superior. Finality. And I personally use the Peril wallet. This is PERA for anybody new. And there are real things being built on Algo. I'm not happy about the price action whatsoever, but it's not a scam. It's a legitimate project that is in a bear market. It had the MyAlgo hack, which was super unfortunate. It had SEC news and just overall crypto sentiment. They have payments use cases with disaster recovery. They have projects launching on them that they're going to expand in marketing. They have projects for real estate, music licensing, other DeFi apps, an NFT marketplace, different things you need for an L1 to survive and thrive in the future. And all I see is fear, fear, and fear in the market, and I personally am taking the chance and seeing this as a huge opportunity. We have Rancher Algo right here. Here's my observation why Algo will not just survive but even thrive in the upcoming years in the blockchain ecosystem. We have this electronic payment application right here, HisabPay, built on Algorand. It has 0 downtime, 3-second transaction time, and we can see financially inclusive to those that don't have banking access. HisabPay is the first Afghan e-payment application. It allows you to pay businesses, government, and individuals using your smartphone. We have the NFT tickets use case that we've talked a bunch about with the Argentine Airlines using TravelX to help them with their ticketing system, and this is built on Algo. So going after the monopolies of huge organizations like Ticketmaster that just charges crazy fees and it's really not efficient. So this is tokenizing air tickets. There's all types of things that can be done with this to protect from fraud mitigation and make things a lot more efficient. And airlines like this because they're increasing their revenue because they're collecting a percentage of the NFT ticket sales on the secondary market. So that's why we're seeing a lot of companies get in the NFT space, because there's a lot of money, not just with royalties, but different fees for secondary sales. Of course, different meme coins, I'm not going into that, but of course Algo is significantly more scalable and cheaper than Ethereum, so a few have been using Algorand as a bridge for some of these memes. And of course, FIFA Plus Collect in the NFT collection, and it was interesting if you guys watch those interviews of John Woods, the CTO of Algorand, because he touches on the FIFA partnership and explains it in detail with Algorand Inc. and the foundation and explains their role, so it did clear a lot up. We have disaster relief management right here, we have aid technology, proof of identity, and then we have Flex ID. And of course, AlgoKit's going to be super important, but just across the board, guys, I love Algorand, I love Casper, I love XRP, I love Hedera. And I have to ask myself, if XRP, Casper, or HBAR were at an all-time low price today, or pushing an all-time low price, would I buy? Would I be dollar cost averaging? My answer would be hell yes, and that's exactly what I'm doing for Algo, and I do like buying when I'm a little scared, because that's usually a good sign. So just remember, Algo Foundation is going to be sponsoring Blockchain Week Australia at the end of this month, and then before the 30th, according to John Woods, the CTO, OneClick Nodes are going to be announced and going live as version 1, and they're going to be updating it to make it more seamless and better in the future. So I think that's going to be super important for the future and basically attracting a lot more people to Algo. And keep tabs right here, Algo Foundation partnering with this group, I believe it's Ceracle Official, to promote the adoption of blockchain among Web3 companies, a variety of countries, US, Canada, and India. With this integration, this organization will offer a one-click blockchain node setup for Algorand. Be sure to check out this list right here, including some of the real estate industry applications building on Algo. And if anybody wants to get some really good detailed information of Algorand, please watch these 2 videos. They did a great job interviewing the CTO of Algo. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Huge thanks to all that hit the like button, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.